here with season 22 of The Voice, Bodie. Now with a record label and a new song, R.I.P. Welcome.
Thank you.
So exciting to meet you.
Yeah, you as well.
Yeah, this is the first time for me meeting you, but also your first time here in this whole like Christian radio conference world.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's new.
How are you feeling about it?
It's been fun.
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot of things and meeting a lot of awesome people. It's been great.
I feel like when you're on The Voice, a show like that, they have this expectation that you need to have like a social media platform and there's all these things like it runs like a really professional production.
Yeah.
So how much have you learned even just being with a label? Like you gotta go here, do this, be there. Like, is that natural for you, or is that out of your comfort zone?
I'm a pretty type A person, and so structure gets me really happy and excited. So being with a label and just having more planned out, like scheduling and vision, I work well with it. Yeah. So it's been great for me.
Is your wife the opposite?
No, weirdly enough, I'd say more so me than her, but should we even each other out?
Yeah.
Because she can be more detail oriented than I can. So.
I know that sometimes as Christians, we think we know what God's will is for our lives. And then when it doesn't happen that way, there's this uncertainty and everything's just throwing at us. And I know that you auditioned for The Voice prior to the season you got on. Mm-hmm. Walk us through like what you learned, but also what you were feeling that first time.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think even in this season I'm in now, I've really been kind of looking back on and kind of reflecting on the fact that a lot of the time when we see something as like, oh, this is God's will for our life, it may just be something that's supposed to plant a seed for later. And the favor may not necessarily be there in the moment, but maybe it'll return and you'll see yourself in a position where you used to think you were going to be there, then you weren't, and you kind of question things, and God brings it back and restores it. And that was one of those things, as silly as it may seem, that was one of those moments for me. I auditioned in like 2016 or 17, made it a couple rounds into the pre-screening process. Yeah. And we'd watched the show for years, my wife and I really felt like I was gonna be on the show. And so when I auditioned, first audition went great, second audition went great, I was like, of course, because I feel like I'm gonna be on the show. I'm so excited. And then when I didn't make it, I kind of got a little bit petty and I was like, well, whatever. Like, I guess that was just, I was a little bit embarrassed too, personally. I was like, maybe I misread my own discernment. Yeah. I was like, okay, I'm dumb, whatever. And I kept doing my thing, kept doing the music thing. And then they reached out to me over the next couple of years for that and another one of their shows. And the pettiness in me, I was like, nah, it's fine. I don't want to do it. Like,
you had your chance.
Like, honestly, like the pride in me, I was like, whatever. Respectfully, but no, whatever. And then it was in 2021, the beginning of 2021, I believe, they reached out to me again, and it was very like, hey, we really like you for the season. You'd be a good fit. All you got to do is send in a song. Because back in 2017, I was standing in line with 5,000 people, like the OG way of doing it. Yeah. This was like, send a couple songs in, via email, see what happens. And it was due the next day, and I was like, whatever, I'll do it. So I submitted the songs, and then a year later, I'm in the finale. So it was a long but yet very quick process.
To me, it's like it's learning that even when it's not time, you still have to keep working. Yeah. Because if you're not prepared and ready and available, then when God's like, now, you got to be ready.
And I'll tell you what, if I would have gotten on 4 years prior, I wouldn't have been the same experience. I think relationally, even just where I was with my wife, like how much we've grown as a couple and as a family since then, and even my marketing brain and my content creation has grown so much. There's so many things that I don't think I would have capitalized as much as I did being, where I'm at.
Yeah, oh, for sure. It's all about God's timing and just learning through the process too, which is such a huge thing. So in terms of just like expectations then, like how are you feeling now? And maybe speak to people who don't know you and your musical style. Yeah. How would you pitch yourself? Like who's Bodie? Who's Bodie? An artist and person.
Okay, as an artist, I'm gonna say an artist and a person. My goal is to create music and content that inspires people, brings them joy, brings them hope, points them back towards Jesus. I do my best on and off camera to kind of represent the same person of just a godly husband and father that hopefully makes music that can make you want to fist pump or something. And that's really my heart in everything I do. I think that from visual content creation to the music, I'm very much like alternative to the normal what you think a Christian artist might be. And I'm kind of landing now genre-wise, I'm landing more as an alternative artist, kind of getting more into like that rock sound, but still pop and commercially, but definitely more alternative and a little bit more grungy.
All these experiences that you've been on are helping shape like what your sound is too. Totally. Like you said, you wouldn't have been ready before.
A year ago, I would not have wanted to be considered rockish, and now that's kind of where I'm headed, and it's funny to see.
I love seeing, you probably noticed this too, but more and more Christians using these singing competitions as platforms. Did you go into it knowing like, I'm going to be bold about my faith?
Yeah. I knew a lot of people miss it with these shows. They think like, I got on The Voice, I'm gonna be this is my shot, this is my big break. And most of the time people are forgotten after they're done with the show. Which is, I mean, there's just a lot of talent, and it's just kind of inevitable.
It keeps coming.
But what I tell anyone that's on the show or gonna be on the show or wants to be on the show, all it is a magnifying glass of what you're already doing. And so for me, I knew, hey, if I'm gonna come in here, I need to represent my faith well, I need to represent my family well. And for my career, I need to already be producing content, have music ready to come out, have merch, like all the things, have shows ready to go. So as soon as I get kicked off the show, I'm ready to hit it. And that's what I did, and it worked out pretty good.
You're with a label, and a good one too.
It worked out,
Okay, we're gonna leave with this. I saw a video just recently. You're doing some choreography for a music video? Are you a dancer?
No, never, no,
okay,
not at
so
all.
we'll be watching for these dances. I won't make you do it. Don't worry.
I appreciate
Nothing
that.
on the spot right now. Bodie. Thanks, Bodie.
Thank you.